is up, ladies and gentlemen? Let me undeafen everybody. What is up? What is up? What is up? You finally see like the corner of your eye. It's like this.
What?
Alright, so we're gonna wait a couple more minutes, let everybody join in while we discuss.
Alright.
What's up, Heavy One, Miss Jones, Army Furious. So today we are going to be
Woohoo.
talking about Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, Destiny 2, free to play, what does it mean? And then, of course, the new Borderlands game and why is it making people want to play the old ones? Alright.
Like me.
I mean, I'm a huge Borderlands fan, Harry Potter. Destiny, you know, I'm not as much of a fan. Miss Jones, I'll be taking a nap when the Destiny talk comes. I mean, I'm not as much of a fan of Destiny as I used to be, but I see where they're headed could be a good thing. You know, we'll talk about that, you know, when it comes to. But the first topic is going to be Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Now, I know I have it on my phone. I know Wicked Rage has it on her phone. Miss Jones probably has it on her phone. And I feel I know Furious, and we will be discussing that part of Destiny. I feel like this new Harry Potter is like the new Pokemon. Because it not only brings kids in here. What's that, Tater? Not only brings the younger generation of people now, but the older generation gets their butts outside, gets some exercise, you know, until they add the nice little feature that Pokemon has where you can just have the game installed and it counts your steps so you can get your port keys. Because that's the most annoying thing when you have a 10 km port key and well, now I'm going to be more active, but you're not as active, and everything that's cool about the game is so far away. Like, I finally, the game's been out, what, a month? And I finally have finished my first wizarding challenge because I found, like, a little fortress that's, like, a mile and a half away. That's how far I had to go. But
wow.
I see that they used some of the Pokestops that Pokemon had, not all, but some of them, at least in my area. Because like my kid's school used to be a Pokestop. It's still a Pokestop, but not for Harry Potter. It's nothing for Harry Potter. There's nothing that pops up. But if I go down the block, I'll get my little inns, but that's about it. I finally hit my first greenhouse today when I was picking up my dog, which I'm like, what the hell is a greenhouse? Because I see how it said greenhouse, and I'm like, what the hell do I do there? The only issue I'm having with the game is I don't have enough room for my supplies. I pick up my supplies faster than I can get rid of them. I don't know if anybody else has that. Yeah, you have to go to the inns in order to get your energy, your lightning. You have to go to inns. It's not like it resets itself, which kind of annoying. I wish that they would have it where you could automatically start gaining energy. Maybe not as much as you would a regular game like the new Breaking Bad game or whatever, where you get your energy over a set amount of time. Like it's one energy every 5-10 minutes. But something, because sometimes people aren't as active or they don't have as many inns in their area to gain that energy is what I'm worried about. I don't know how it is for other areas, but that's how my area is.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And
pretty much,
it's not just like the fact of storage capacity. It's also the matter of like, what's with the whole idea of these friend codes? What can we see with this down the road?
I think the friend codes have to more do with like certain challenges that they're going to be bringing. If your friends are near your area.
Pokemon Go, though, we can do things with our friends right now that we can't do in Harry Potter.
True.
Is that kind of a setback for people to really get the game then?
Well, if all right. So in the beginning of Pokemon Go, which I played from the very boring beginning, it was the same way. You couldn't send nothing to nobody. Your friend
Okay.
code really only
I
worked.
remember.
Your friend code really only worked to the people that were in your neighborhood, which I have a lot of mine. Because everybody that plays Pokemon Go now plays Harry Potter. But I like it because you have to do the walking. Like, you can't cheat and start driving your car to try to get the stuff. Because if you go too
Right.
fast, it doesn't count anyways, even if you mark, I'm a passenger in this car. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
I remember
And
those days.
like with Harry Potter, it
Same.
used to work.
What-
With Harry Potter, it worked regardless. As long as you put, I'm a passenger, you still got credit for walking X amount for your eggs. And that's kind of like how Harry Potter is. Harry Potter's like a different version of the Pokemon. One thing that I do like is the fact that, like, when you're doing the spells, you actually have to, like, trace the spell, and depending on how fast and how good you can trace it, depends on how good your spell works. That's one thing I do like about it. So it's not always easy. Like if you're, doing the special event this weekend and you're chasing after a unicorn and it's hard, and you know, you're trying to do it and it's taking you 20 energies to do it, and yeah, you
Oh
just use
god,
all your
yeah.
energy to do that one unicorn because that unicorn's that hard. Well, yeah, you can do it,
So
but
that was good.
if you notice, it doesn't give you as much. Like with Pokemon, when you did it and you put passenger, you would get the full distance of however you were driving. Harry Potter doesn't do that. And there's still some lagging issues if you move too fast. Like when I was doing my little, fortress that they had. And then all of a sudden, I left that area and started going home, and it was still like I was in that fortress area. It took like a good 10 minutes for it to update to the new stuff.
Yeah.
So I see great potential to it. I say, any game that gets people out there to try to exercise and get healthy is a good thing, because we're all a little bit overweight. I don't care who you are, and you can be overweight and still be healthy. I know plenty of people, you were like, oh man, your arteries must be clogged. And their arteries are probably better than mine. you know, it's just how you work it. If you're outside being active, and I know this. When I was a bigger guy, I was very active. Like it was hard for me to lose my weight. And I was walking 3-4 miles a day. You know, and going to the gym, and I still wasn't. My weight wasn't dropping, and it just took me having to change my diet. And like right now, my doctor is surprised at how much I smoke. He don't believe me. He's like, your lungs don't even sound like that. Well, that's because I walk all the time. I'm exercising. You know, and
Right.
I think games like this, especially with like my younger kids, I'm slithering, baby.
Yeah,
Slithering for
figures.
the win.
Figures.
That's too obvious, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a given
that should
already.
have been a given for
Right?
me. Slytherin for the
We're
win,
not
man.
surprised, really.
I mean, I could have been a Gryffindor. They both have common, traits, and that's the thing. Like, anybody that knows like the Harry Potter lore, they know, Slytherin and Gryffindor are very close together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how they do it.
Yeah.
You didn't pick a house. You are slacking.
What?
I got a house.
Slacker.
I got my house. I got my wand. Like, that was the
yeah.
first thing I did. I'm like, ooh, I want my wand to have Phoenix and this and this. Why are you waiting? There's not going to be more houses. There's only
Only
so
ever going to
many-
be 4.
There's only ever going to be 4.
Yeah, true that.
And I'm sure they're going to have like some kind of special events based on the houses and what
Yeah.
you do. And, like my hardest part is finding
Sure.
certain items that are rare, because I can find all the common items all day, But
Mhm.
like right now, I'm, on my butt trying to get this other stuff. Oh. Speaking of that, guess who just completed an SOS assignment? Boom. Look at that. Because I unlocked a port key. And now I'm at return 3 mysterious artifacts, family fondables, then return 5 legends, and then 2 dark arts. That's the mission that I'm on right now. And then on the special assignments, I just beat that one too.
Nice.
You know, and that's another thing. Like, they just don't have your regular, assignment stuff that you could do. But guess what? I've had that assignment for like a week because I haven't been walking anywhere, and they don't like counting certain things toward it.
Mm-hmm.
So the port key was hard because I actually got like a 10 km port key and a 5, and I like opening all my port keys at once because I'm selfish like that. So I like having like 15 port keys and then closing it, But yeah, like, I love like the fact that you can pick your house. You don't necessarily have to do it. And another thing I like is you can choose your profession. You don't have to stick with your profession. I started off as
I really
a dark
like that.
I started off as like a dark eater, and now I'm doing a professor because I seen some of the perks for the professor were a little bit better than the dark eater for certain things that I was around. I'm sure like for other people they probably picked a different one because I was at the point where I needed all these different kind of books, not the regular scrolls. So I'm like, well, I might as well put, some stuff into the other ones, and you get some of the perks but not all the perks that go toward it. But I'm down for any game that gets people more active, like especially like with my kids because they play it too. So like we can all compare on. Oh, I finished this book, and they're like, well, I finished this one. I mean, they finished their stuff way faster than I do because I'm doing other stuff. But I like that, and then we Ravenclaw, you know. But I like the fact that they gave you choice. I mean, it kind of would have been cooler if they had you do the sword and hat and like put your finger to it, and that's how they figured out what house you were. That would have been a little cool, feature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like right now, I'm only level 9. I'm not that high. I wanted to be Gryffindor, and like I like the fact that you can get more than one title. You're not stuck with one title. I have 2 right now.
Right on.
So I like that fact, and you got badges. So there's little features that you can have, and like I said, I like the fact that like right now I'm sitting in my house and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little things that I could push. I mean, I don't have no energy to do them, but I don't have to walk for everything except for your energy. That's the only thing you have to.
I like the customization of your character compared to
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go. Like, it's
Yes.
just ridiculous the amount you can do with it.
Well, yeah, you could change your picture if
True.
you're wearing a mask, if you're having a special feature or border. Well, with Pokemon, you have these clothes and you can pick your colors. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it
That was
was.
pretty much it, but
It didn't wow me. Now this is just like you can choose your wand setup the way you want it. It's just
definitely a
amazing
great
what they've
improvement.
done. Oh yeah.
But one thing I would like to see is like your wand being like however you pick your wand, it will have different effects, just like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that one.
Oh, I still play
yeah,
Pokemon
same.
Go, but I'm kind of locked out of my account at the moment, so they're being,
Joker, what did you do now?
I didn't do nothing. I linked it to my Pokemon Pikachu thing, and it worked for a little bit, and then but see the app sometimes does that, it kicks me off. And then the password that it said I had, it said that it was valid, even though I just changed it to that password. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not even gonna argue no more. I'm just done at that point. Like, stick a knife in me, Hey, I like Pokemon Go, like, but the one part of Pokemon Go that I liked was I could be working and my steps counted toward my eggs. I didn't have to have the app open, and I know that's one feature that they're talking about bringing to it. It's just a matter of when. Look how long it took Pokemon Go to get it.
God, so long.
It really did, but I love the fact all I had to do was have the app on my phone, and my walk to work counted. I didn't have to have the app open, and then my battery died when I'm at work, and then the steps I was taking to go from front to the back of the restaurant counted too. Like all your steps counted. So I can't wait till they add that feature to it. It's just a matter of when. And I know they're talking about bringing new events and stuff like that. Like they got this event with Hagrid right now going on. At least that's what it is on my phone. I don't know if it's different for everybody or how exactly they do that. But I like it. It's fun. I just would really like to see what, like you said earlier, Army, having all the friends do. I know there's certain XP you can get for having a certain amount of friends. I know that part because it's one of my like missions. But as after that, I don't know. And I wish
wouldn't
that we
mind
would
them.
know.
Wouldn't mind them doing like a variation on the trading system from Pokemon Go, where you can actually trade across your friends, and it's not designated to a certain area.
Yeah.
Like let's say, oh, I got an abundance of one thing that you need. I can trade you, and you can give me that. And it's not just like I said, to where it's phones next to your phone.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
something
I
I'd like to see
really like
done,
that.
but are we going to get it? Probably not.
I mean, we might eventually. It depends. Like, I don't know how much effort they're going to put into it,
Right.
I don't see it happening anytime soon, though.
I mean, I would say within 6 months, they'll probably have some kind of trading thing.
You think like right around Christmas, maybe?
And if enough people like, hey, I got all these items and I can't use all these items and all I get is full, or you got, have your gold, and we all know the gold is used for energy. That's what it's used for. We want the energy. We don't use it for nothing. I don't know about you guys, but I only use my gold coins for energy. Like,
yeah, so do I.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say like within 6 months, I'd like to see an increased storage capacity and some form of trading.
I would like to see that. Different way to earn your energy too. That's another thing I would like to see.
God, yes, please.
Some kind of way, because like, yeah, you have 100 and whatever energy, but sometimes you go through that in a couple monsters and then you're like, or spells, and then you're like, oh, what do I do now? Like,
yeah, you literally turn it off and that's it. Have fun with it.
But I know a lot of Team Ponage members play it. I know Wicked Rage is probably playing it right now while she's on vacation. I know I played it when I was on vacation. Walking through Niagara Falls. Oh crap, my GPS ain't working. It's not counting my steps. And then I put it away.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, once I hit that Canadian border, man, my data went bye-bye. It said I had to, get a different plan and all this, but if I walked 5 feet, I was good. I was back in the good old USA, where I didn't have to do that. Which is weird that, they consider Canada long distance, but not Mexico.
That's so weird. What?
Yeah. Like, Swiss Sprint, Mexico and the US is included, but not Canada. You would think that they would include all of it. Like,
that's so weird.
Like, yeah, it's very weird. Like, when I see
my
that,
network
I'm like,
covers all three. Like, I don't lose data or calls no matter where I go.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
Calls, it worked fine. Calls,
okay,
I could do. Text
just
messages
no data,
and
right?
data, no. They consider
Why?
it
Not
different.
even text?
Nope,
Okay.
because text is considered data. See, Fury said the same. Wait,
gotcha.
the same that you fall, or the same about me? Because I know you're right on that border too. But, hey, I was in Canada and the US at the same time, so.
Like Homer Simpson?
Yep, except I was on a boat.
That's even cooler.
They're like, oh, with you fall. They're like, oh, right here is the US, and as we're turning into Canada. So once we were straight, we were technically in both Canada and the US at the same time. And that's another
cool.
thing. I like the fact that, with this game, it's not just the US, it's all over. Like they have a quest on there that's literally do 2 spells in 2 different countries. That's one of the.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's
though.
one of the missions that they have. They want you to do 2 spells in 2 different countries, but if you don't travel, you're never gonna get that. Like they could at least said, like, oh, 2 countries or states. Nope, it's 2 countries. Like, which is weird.
That kind of seems counterproductive.
I know what I'm doing when I go see you. It is though. I don't know why the launch wasn't me to get it.
Oh,
It
your
was
whole
really
thing
annoying.
just cut off. I mean, it also took him like a week to be able to, download it.
Yeah, true.
I got the note. It's on. It's live. I'm like, bet. I'm gonna be on that. But yeah, otherwise, I enjoy the game. Like, it's a nice, chillax game. Sometimes you get frustrated, sometimes you don't. I see great potential.
Oh,
And obviously they know what they're doing. They made Pokemon Go, so they have a lot of
Ingress, yeah. Like Furious said, so they have a lot of experience in the whole database. Yeah, to improve upon it, which is nice.
All right, so the next topic, Destiny.
Oh God. Okay, snooze fest, guys. Let's go. Grab the pillows.
I do find it interesting that all of a sudden now they're coming back to Steam after it was first announced that they were going to be on Steam, and then nope, they're not going to be on Steam, and now they're coming back to Steam.
Surprise.
And now they're calling it Destiny 2, The New Light. That's what they rebranded it.
Yeah.
It's The New Light. Which, okay, cool. We get all the, stuff that we originally already had for some of us. You get it for free now, which kind of says, screw you to the people that put their money into it. But I see it bringing also more people to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, for the new players, but they're still getting all the stuff for free. Well, no, Shadowkeep is the new
expansion, right?
Expansion for it. But Destiny 2 is still being called Destiny 2 The New Light. The Shadowkeep is a DLC that's not free. So, I kind of some of the stuff I kind of want to do just because it brings back Eris Moon, and the Hive, which who doesn't remember? Oh no, it's the Hive. When you're at the big thing and you just all of them
Peter
come out
Dinklage.
at you. Oh, still the best ghost out there. That's just my opinion.
Over Nolan North, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I like Dinklage. What can I say? Like, he's funny. Like,
no, he's cool and all.
And,
it was just too stiff on that performance.
Well, but when you have the lines in there say, "Hey, say this. This is what you gotta say." You kind of can't really. I think they gave the new Ghost funnier lines than what they gave him. That's just my opinion, though. But he still has them lines that get you.
True.
The new raid taking place in the Black Garden. What do you feel about that?
Sounds interesting.
It does.
Because I don't know if you guys played Destiny 1.
Oh, I played Destiny
I did
1.
a lot, yeah.
And remember them raids.
Never did a raid.
Oh my goodness.
Never did a raid on
really?
the first Destiny. The first raid I did was Destiny 2. The Callus raid was the first one I ever did.
No way, dude.
I got in late on the first Destiny, so I kind of just ripped through the story, and that was it.
Oh man, I can honestly say, on Destiny 1, I've done every single raid, and I could probably do 2 out of the 3 raids by myself. I could do Crota with my eyes closed.
Oh, I heard that one was like the best raid.
I remember Crota.
Oh man, so
yeah.
Let me tell you how Furious Fallen became Mr. Destiny. Okay. So I used to play Destiny 1 all the time. Okay. And I would tell him about this game. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna play it. Da, 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 da. So I get him to play it once. And then he got hooked. I'm like, alright, I got you, bro. We're gonna do this raid. Me, you, and one other person. I got you. Boom. He will refuse to pick it up. And then he wanted to play the first raid. Which was damn.
Like garden, right?
Well, it was in the garden, but it was Volta Glass.
I forget his name.
Volta Glass.
Yeah, Volta
That's
Glass.
what it was.
Did you could like cheese by pulling your cable, right?
No, you
Before
couldn't
they got
cheese it.
patched.
No, I never cheesed the raid except for
I didn't do it. I just knew it could be done.
Crota's
you cheese
raid.
Crota?
Crota was so easy to cheese. All I needed was my Galahorn and
God,
boom,
I love that
done.
thing. I even wanted the replica so much. That was awesome. I did that too.
You know, so I like the fact that they're going back to the original stuff. You know,
That's cool though.
You know,
I like that.
That kind of Joker. Speaking of that, it brings me to a point here with weapons coming out. And I'm remaking weapons with newer names. Will we ever see the remake of the Galahorn?
No.
We all want
Didn't
it.
they come out with like a second version that was like all dark?
Well, it
I
was
thought they
still
brought
the
it back for a
it was
while
the
on
Iron
too.
Galahorn. That's what it was. It was the Iron Galahorn, but it was still the Galahorn. It just didn't have as much boom in it. The original Galahorn was still the best.
Oh,
You know,
I see.
best one.
Yeah. That was OP.
What I do like,
That's what we want, though.
yeah.
We want OP things.
Yeah.
We want to break the game.
What I do like
Exactly.
is the fact, but see, even with the Galahorn, you know, it still wasn't OP in PvP, which that's the part that I enjoyed about it. It was OP in PvE, but PvP, you know, which made it, you know, easier for a lot of players who weren't that big into PvP. I'm still not big into PvP on Destiny. I enjoy the, you know, the campaign and stuff like that. I do like the fact that they're no longer having exclusives on PlayStation. That when the weapons, maps, whatever, it's for everything, not just one thing. That's kind of another thing that kind of got me like, and I wasn't impressed with when they added the new raid to the Destiny 2 on the first one. I wasn't impressed with that you didn't gain anything. Like, the whole purpose of Destiny 1 was if you did the hard raid, there was something that you could only get from the hard raid. Weapons, armor, you could only get that from it. So when they did the first raid and then they made it hard and then did it and you're like, oh, I glow now. And that was it. It made it where you didn't want to beat the hard raid because there was no point in beating the hard raid. So what? You got something that glowed. There was no benefit. Like with Crota, you had that benefit because there was one weapon. If you kept the original weapon from Crota, like the original weapon that you get at the beginning of the game, if you kept it, there were certain benefits you could get because if you did the hard Crota raid, you got this piece that you could put on it. And then it would melt Hive. I forgot the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it was this gun, and you would have, you know, you get the piece, and then, oh, I got something else I gotta do. But you could only get that piece from the hard Crota raid. You couldn't do it the easy raid. You could only get it if you beat Crota on hard. Just like there were certain weapons, the Vex Mythoclast. You could only get the OP Vex Mythoclast from completing the Volta class on hard. Like, they gave you a benefit. You know, Transmog, that's nothing to me. Like, I want some bad-ass weapons that are gonna melt. So if I bust my ass and do this hard raid, there's a big reward. Whether or not it's a weapon that's just OP on PvE or PvP, whichever one. The Vex Mythoclast, that weapon was so nasty on Destiny 1. You could just melt and just go toom and then done. Even when you did the hard raid, it made stuff easier. You know, so I kind of like that they did make it free. You know, they kind of are going with their original plan for Destiny, and I don't know if many people knew what their original plan for Destiny was before, Activision and Sony fudged it up.
Yeah, way to go,
Big time.
guys! Woo!
Oh
Way
yeah.
to screw up the experience.
How it was originally supposed to be was Destiny 2 was supposed to be a DLC. It was never supposed to be its own game. It was just supposed to be
Exactly.
an expansion. You use your same guy that you just busted your butt for 2 years, building up, making him badass, and then, you bring him in there, and all it is like what his face looks like. That's it. That's another thing that got me like,
Yeah.
Shadowkeep's $35, which is it's a cheap DLC, so it's not too expensive, and especially if you're playing the game for free, and they did bring cross save, which I'm gonna enjoy because that was another thing was the grind. I have Destiny on Xbox and PlayStation, and it got
Oh God.
where the grind was so much because you wasn't really getting the benefit of how it used to be. It used to be if you busted your ass, you got rewarded. Sorry for saying ass, but if you busted, your butt, you got rewarded for the time, for the effort, and it might have taken you forever. And some of them people that never got the Iron Gallahorn or the Gallahorn know, Crete, how that feels. Like, that grind. I was one of the lucky ones. I was one of the smart ones who got his Gallahorn the very first time that it got sold. And then it just dropped every raid. By the time Crete got one, I think I've had like 50. By the time he finally got one, which was a long time after it. And then I'm like, bro, they're selling it again. And of course, he missed it again.
Oh.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep, I know the feeling. Never had a Gallahorn.
And, so I do like the fact that, they're bringing the new content. And, I'm not going to judge the new content before it comes out here. I personally don't have oh my God, I want to play it. I got to have it. Because there's other games that are going to have my attention come September. I'm not going to speak of said games. But there's 2 that come out on the same day that I'm going to be playing at the beginning of September. And I will probably be playing it all of September.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. I want it. Take my money.
Gears 5.
Right away.
NBA 2K. Like, I've already set up a plan for how I'm going to arrange this with 2 games coming out on the same day. That both, like, me and Heavy, we're going to be down playing NBA 2K right at launch. I'm like, okay, this is how we're going to do it because it's not an intense game. We're going to play some NBA 2K, grind that out for a couple hours, take a little nap, and when I take my kids to school, we're going to go to Gears 5. So complete, like, because Gears has always been that type of game that, like, and that's another thing. Destiny is going to have a lot of competition. Even though they're doing the free stuff, they got a lot of competitions.
Oh yeah.
They got Borderlands. They have NBA. They have Gears. What's the other ones? I mean, just from Gears and, NBA 2K, everybody, it's a basketball game. Not that big of a deal. I understand. But Gears 5 and Borderlands, that's their competition. That right there is their competition. And that's why we're talking about Borderlands. Because, like, with Destiny, exactly. Destiny is the type of game that you can pick up, and not have to worry about it because you could start from scratch and just pick it up and da-da-da. Well, Borderlands, while your homies are playing getting leveled up and you decide to join them after they've already been playing 8 hours, yeah, you're gonna get killed a lot. I remember
Gonna have a hard time.
I remember when Furious and me played Borderlands for the first time, and Furious had, a level 99. He goes, "Oh, I'll come help you." And at first, I'm like, "Man, I'm level 5. I'm killing stuff." He comes in,
Headshot dead.
Yep.
It was not even a headshot, body shot dead. And I'm like,
That's scaling, brutal.
I'm like, this scaling is brutal. You know,
Yep.
not even Division 2 was that brutal. I mean, and Division
Right.
2 was still pretty brutal, but it wasn't that brutal. It at least gave you a little bit more of a fighting chance.
Yeah, it's a little more forgiven.
Well, Borderlands,
in that matter.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
So I can't wait for Borderlands. Borderlands is one of them crazy over the top games that just, no matter if you're playing the first one, the second one, the prequel, and now the third one, I think it became so big just because it's a crazy game. Like, and it really helped that the fact that it was free for some people, you know, and that got them even more. Like, me and Furious had Handsome Collection on Xbox when they, you know, it wasn't complete garbage. It wasn't the best, but it was not complete garbage for the prequel Furious. I enjoyed it, you know.
So, why are we coming back to playing these games then? These old games before Borderlands 3?
Well, I think it's the nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're also really good, so it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's a type of game where you remember the grind, and you're like, you know what? I want to do this grind again. I liked it so much the first time. I want to do it again. Well, yeah, and that's another reason, probably because, you know, they added the new DLC. But I think it was also because, you know, they're like, well, I haven't played Borderlands in forever. Maybe I should pick it up again, just, you know, just to get some practice. And because, you know, yeah, and they added new weapons. And that's another benefit, I think, was too. And it wasn't a huge DLC. It was just a little one. But it was enough to get people's attention. It was enough. And when they said free, who doesn't like free stuff?
Yeah. It also kind of helped set up what's going to happen on 3. Yeah. So the Commander Lilith thing was good, though.
Mm-hmm. Like, every game has a cheesable moment. It's just how it is. Mm-hmm. Every game has it. I think, you know, true, you know.
Yeah, Furious.
Spoiler alert. We weren't talking spoiler alerts, sir.
Way to go, Furious. Now I don't want to play Borderlands.
Way to go, Furious. But I also see this new enemy probably... Well, see, I didn't watch the trailer.
Neither did I.
But I think with this new enemy, it could increase the storyline even more.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The lore's really good, so I'm looking forward to it.
But I can't wait. Hey. Shh. Hey. Come here, Harley. Come here. I know.
Harley.
Come here. She doesn't like the neighbor's new puppy that was at the same shelter as me. I didn't need to see the new trailer to comment on the game because we're not actually talking about the new game. We're talking about the old game, sir. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
That and I'm just like, Borderlands 3, take my money. Just
yeah, exactly.
Take my money.
It's when they announced Borderlands 3, I didn't even need to see the trailer. I don't need to. I don't like watching trailers of certain games that I love. Mm-hmm. Borderlands is a game that I love. I don't need to see the trailer. The new Darksiders. I'm a Darksiders fan. I didn't need to see the new trailer for me to be like, oh, take my money. Here you go. Like, that Borderlands is the same type of game. Like, it's not new. We know how it is. We know that these developers bust their ass in these games, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's so, like, just the combination of the graphics with the colors, and it just catches your eye because it's so, like, completely chaotic. And it's the type of game that people like to play. Like, they like blowing stuff up and just with the crazy stuff. It doesn't have to make sense, but it's fun, you know. And I think people miss that in a game. We didn't. Yeah. When was the last time we had that besides Borderlands? And don't say just cause because
I can't remember.
That's pretty much the only one that you do like crazy, stupid stuff all the time. You know,
modern games really need a little more chaos for sure.
Yes, and yeah, Gearbox is, you know, Borderlands always looks good. You know, even if the story doesn't always make sense, the weapons that they put in, you know, they do weird combinations of weapons, and I think that's what really, really draws people into it because they
Those
can
are
do that
awesome.
over the top
Yeah.
stuff, you know. And if you're just most people, you know, yeah, and the humor that's in there, like, first time I played Borderlands, I'm like, who the hell thought this crap up? Like, what makes them just, oh, I'm gonna do this, and this, and then you're hearing it in the game, and you're like, did he really just say that? Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
and
They went there.
yeah, exactly. And I think that you know, with the type of game that Borderlands is, and the fact that it is coming out soon, I think that's what really drew more people playing into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, before then, when was the last time you really picked up Borderlands?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Years.
3-4 years ago, yeah.
Exactly. So they're like, oh, well, here's our new game. And then for the one that you already have, then you get this. And then, you know, PlayStation offered it free. And yeah, exactly. I remember that too when you played your first charity. Like, it's just that over the top, goofy, like, fun. And I think that's what really brought people, you know, they're like, yeah, you know what? There hasn't really been any new games lately that, like, catch my eye. Psh, Borderlands has a new DLC and it's free. Let's go. Like, and I think that's what really helped push it even more is because it was free,
Right.
you know. And they're like, because some people owned the disc and then got rid of the disc, you know. But then they added this. Oh, you get it free, and then Xbox offered it free. So you're like, either console, I get it for free. Bet, like,
Yeah.
and it was,
Bonus.
you know,
Also, Steam had it on sale, and they had a update. Like, if you already had the original Steam game, you could get the Goldie Enhanced for free as well. That was
So I think that they really wanted to push the stuff for the players, even the new players that had never played it before. You know, how many people do you think, you know, never played Borderlands before, and because it was free, they played it? See?
hundreds, thousands. Lots of people we know from the community and even from Twitter,
You know,
for sure.
never played it before. Hey, it's a free game. I'm gonna play it. And now that they played it, they're like, yep, I want Borderlands 3 now. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, take my money.
Take my
That's
money.
very smart marketing. You're already, like, you know, making sure you're getting a lot of pre with 2-3 months in advance. That's genius. So I gotta give it to them.
Well, and you figure this, they already made their money from the game.
Yeah,
They
true.
already made their money. They didn't need to make more money, you know, even though I'm sure they would love to, you know, but they didn't need to. And I think that was smart on their part, like you said. We're going to add this, we're going to hype this up, and then people are going to do the talking for ourselves. We don't even need to say anything. That's why you haven't seen a whole lot about Borderlands, because people like us are already talking about it because we know the style of game. We've played the style of game, we've seen it, you know. And like Fury said, he met a lot of new players when it became free, you know. And that goes into, you know, the interaction just with the gaming community, period. It's a free game. I'm going to play, you know, same thing with Dauntless. When Dauntless, you know, said, hey, it's crossplay with everybody. Everybody and their mama was on Dauntless. Like, everybody was. Well, maybe not Army, but he don't count.
What?
Never played that game.
I
It's
love the
actually
game.
pretty good. I'm having a fun time with it.
You know, it's a fun game. You know, I enjoy playing it, and I like the fact that, you know, me being a high level doesn't affect other people I play with, you know, when they're doing their missions. So, like, you're still getting, you know, the materials that you need when you're facing one of the, you know, people. So, might as well, yeah, sure, I'll help. It, unlike Monster Hunter, where, no, you can't help me, you're too low of a level. Like, no. This one, it really wanted to bring the community together, and the fact that they did make it cross-platform like Fortnite, it, you know, was a great thing. You know, I enjoyed that part. Oh, default disappeared.
Well, that game has a little bit of everything. So, like, yeah, it's mostly like looks like Fortnite, plays like Monster Hunter, but it has certain elements. For example, like all the quests and the grinding, like Destiny. and even the little types of weapons and things you have to use feels a little like Pokemon to me. Like certain beasts need certain type of armor and they're weak against this, but also they are OP against that. So I like all of that. It's pretty good.
But see, it wasn't just Pokemon, but I like how you brought up Pokemon because let's be real, Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons did it first.
Well, that's true though.
I love me my Magic.
Because it's the same thing. Weakness, strong. That's how it is in a lot of card games. So especially
rock paper scissors did it first.
Yeah, especially like Magic the Gathering, and that's what it kind of reminds me of. Terra beats electric, but electric beats water, and then frost beats fire, but fire beats I like how they did that, like they entwined it where it was more okay, I need to know what kind of armor I need, but
yeah,
like at least with like Borderlands, my favorite thing is the weapons.
Oh god, yes. All the loot.
I
The
love
loot's
the
like the best part. It's the
weapons.
best looter shooter. And after
Like-
that, I would say it's Division 2, though. They're like right up there.
Yeah,
Above all of
but
them in the genre.
only in see, but yes and no, because see with Division, you got stuff for your level no matter what, and it was only like one level up, maybe two.
Right.
However, with Borderlands, you could be level 5, but getting something that's like level 90.
Well,
so
yeah.
it's stuck in your vault until you hit that level 90. And you're like, I just want to play with my toy. I just want to play with my
God, I
toy.
know. Yeah.
And by the time you get the
Okay,
player's
true.
toy, something better comes out. It's like,
Yep.
and here we go again.
Yep.
Uh-huh. The song that never ends. Good stuff. See, they're smart. They know how to trick you like psychologically.
Well, and I think nostalgia is what really, really brought this game back. Like, it was technically never went away. It never went away. There was still the diehard fans that played it, would play it all the time. But,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you need an unlimited backpack space. Exactly. But at the beginning of the game, you don't have that unlimited backpack space, sir. You have to earn it.
Like you said, the community was always huge, though. That all beat runners. So, yeah, it never really went away.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you there.
But that is cheating, sir. I
Heavy, is that
personally
you?
don't cheat. Heavy, is that you hacking it? But yeah, like I
Good
thoroughly
stuff.
enjoy Borderlands. Like I think that's one of them games, that I always will enjoy. Like, it's just there. Like Assassin's Creed, I will always enjoy Assassin's Creed even when the story sucks. That's just
Same.
how I am. I love Assassin's
Right
Creed games. I used to be that way with Call of Duty. I'm not that way anymore. Because the campaign was what always
Same.
brought me in, and then they got rid of the campaign and did this other stuff, and like I might actually not pre-order, this year.
Modern Warfare?
I don't know.
I haven't yet, honestly. I'm not sold into it somehow.
I'm more worried about
Go
other
figure.
games that are coming out, and maybe this
Me
will
too.
teach them a lesson. I mean,
Like, why buy Call of Duty when you can pre-order Cyberpunk 2077?
because Cyberpunk
Exactly.
2077 comes out 6 months later.
So again, why waste your money on Call of Duty when you could save up and go, here, take my money, Cyberpunk?
Or you could be like me and just say, here, have both.
No.
Like, I'm going to end up
You're going to end up getting it anyway.
I'm gonna end
Oh,
up
yeah.
getting Call of Duty anyways. It's just a matter of if I pre-order it or not pre-order it. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And it also depends,
Mhm.
Is there actually gonna be a campaign, or are they just saying it?
I
Is it
hope
gonna
so.
be crossplay? If it's crossplay, that's what's gonna make me want to play it.
Agreed.
What happens if it has crossplay but no campaign?
I won't buy it. My money will not go toward it. Like, if they don't have a campaign, my money will not go toward it. I enjoy the Call of
Same.
Duty
Fair enough.
campaigns.
Oh, so do I.
It was one of the better parts of certain games. When their multiplayer sucked butt.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the campaign. Like Ghost. I didn't really like the multiplayer Ghost, but I loved the campaign of
That's
Ghost.
story.
Oh,
Like,
that's fun.
that
I beat
story.
it in one
Oh,
night.
that
As soon as
story.
I brought it home, I didn't sleep. I beat it and went straight to work like that. Totally worth it.
Dude, you played it on easy, didn't you?
No,
Uh-huh. That face tells me otherwise.
dude, I
Like,
never play things so easy. That's just you don't do
okay,
that.
medium. Exactly. They
Nah.
need to finish with that storyline. Because the way that storyline ended, it just makes you, and they keep pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. And I think
Yeah.
this one's gonna have a campaign just because they did bring them old characters back from the other Modern Warfares. So I
Right.
think they are gonna have a campaign. It's just a matter if it's gonna be a campaign or an online campaign. Which I don't mind an online campaign as long as I can beat the story, and I would probably only play with my buddy, not pick a random. Why don't you see? Wait, why don't you see a Ghost 2 happening? Ghost was one of the better Call of Duties, and that campaign on Ghost was phenomenal. It was one
I
of the
want a Ghost too.
yeah,
Joker wants a Ghost too.
like
Why are you saying this?
like
Oh,
I'm waiting
my
for
brain
it.
hurts.
I didn't like the aliens part, but the rest was good. Especially those missions at the San Diego ballpark and the last part in space.
Okay,
Awesome.
but see that's not even part of the game. That's just the multiplayer's extra stuff. I'm talking
I just
about the
want a
actual
campaign.
campaign that it was. That actual
No,
campaign.
all of it was
Even
good.
even
You got
Infinite
to play as
Garbage.
Riley the dog.
Infinite
Yeah.
garbage.
Oh god, I didn't play
the one
Infinite.
with
I didn't buy that shit. Hell no.
but you know which one I'm
I'm
talking
sorry
about where
about
you
that.
got the suit and that campaign was good. I enjoyed that campaign.
Yeah, the campaign
Wait,
was
Infinite or Advanced? Because Advanced with Kevin Spacey was actually good. I wanted to see where they were
Both
gonna
of
take that,
them.
but there was no second one. I didn't play
There
Infinite, but
wasn't
I
going
thought
to be
the
another one. They
campaign for
killed
Advanced
him.
was good.
yeah, they straight up two tapped him.
They two tapped Kevin Spacey. There was not going to be no
I
other
know
one.
he died, but something hinted at like more without him. At least that's what they were saying. I don't know.
No, that wasn't going to happen. Once they two tapped him, it was done. And then the multiplayer sucked. So
Oh, yeah.
even though the
Yeah.
campaign was good, the multiplayer couldn't save that game. And that
God no.
that multiplayer was worse than Ghost. At least Ghost, you had them decent guns. Like, but yeah, I really want Ghost too. The zombies were alright. It was Sledgehammer's first try at doing the zombies, but you
Right.
you see where Sledgehammer is today, right?
Riding the pine pony.
Said bye. And that's what happened because most likely they said their pitch for the next Call of Duty, and Call of Duty said, nope, no more exosuits, bye.
Yeah, thank goodness. And only Treyarch can do zombies, but no more Exo. I'm happy about that. Well, then we got a
Sledgehammer
bunch
the
of
new
boots on the
Destiny?
ground.
No. Why would Sledgehammer be the new Destiny? Freaking Bungie doesn't need Sledgehammer for any of their games.
Bungie don't need anything right now.
You
They
know.
finally. Yeah, exactly, Furious. I was just about to say it. They're actually fixing the problem that was
Activision's
created
mess.
by Activision.
Mm-hmm. No, not Bungie's. I agree.
Yeah, like Bungie wanted to do so much stuff for Destiny 2, and Activision just, kind of put a kibosh on it, and Sony put a kibosh on it because Bungie wanted it where it had the cross save. Bungie wanted it where it was just this expansion pack. All the stuff that you worked for still worked, but you had new weapons, new things. And Sony said no when they mentioned bringing your character from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Sony put a kibosh on it.
Which I don't understand. Like, Bungie had this awesome vision from the get-go before we even saw the game. And it's like, what were they thinking listening to Activision and Sony?
Because they had a contract. That's why you have to go with your contract. they had a contract with Activision. Sony had a contract with Activision. Activision goes, hey, we're going to do this because we have a contract with them. So technically they have to get something first. That's why you've seen, what did they really get first? A weapon, a map. That was it. They didn't really get a whole bunch of stuff first before Xbox because Bungie didn't really want to do it. But they're like, all right, we'll give them a couple things, you know. And then that was it.
See, like, don't you think, like, as a company with a mindset, though, that when you go into contract talks, if the company is not willing to follow your ideology here, that you wouldn't sign set contract?
But if Bungie and Activision already had said contract, which they did, then Activision got in contract with Sony with the Call of Duty, which technically they were still part of, and technically they were part of Destiny. So Sony's like, okay, well, I want this, this, and this. Bungie didn't really have a say.
Fair enough.
You know, because they were using Activision's power, or say power, you know, and so they used it to their advantage to try to push the numbers. And like Fury said, Activision kept on trying to push Bungie to push the product out. They're like, we want it, we want it, we want it. Call of Duty, every year, there's a new Call of Duty, new Call of Duty, new Call of Duty. Instead of just taking the time
to produce a good one.
To produce a great one, like they used to do. Like, even though it was coming out every year, when they had the contract with Xbox, it was a quality game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to Sony, and it went
downhill from there.
Belly up, yeah.
You know, what's up, Try? So I think I see great potential coming from Destiny.
Oh, I do too.
I don't know if I'm going to be part of that Destiny, but I see great things coming from it, especially if they continue the way they're going, offering the game for free for people that don't have it. I think that'll really help them out because they're like, oh, well, it's free to play. And whatever you save on your PC, you go for your Xbox, go for your PlayStation. So people aren't having to buy numerous Destinies. So, you know, just the expansion pack. They have to buy separate.
So, Furious, if you're saying COD's only saving grace is to split from Activision, do we see Activision potentially just falling off the map then, if that were the case?
Ooh.
If that was the case, because COD's a big title, and if Activision loses that title, do we see Activision falling off the map?
They have other IPs, I think.
Okay, why do you say that, Furious? Because I personally agree with Furious. I think if Activision loses COD, they're done. They're not going to be around.
Not quite.
They won't be able to come back from the amount of money that they would have made.
Okay, but they're also making money from other games.
Yep.
What other big titles do they have?
Spyro, Crash.
Yeah, Crash.
Okay, so all remakes.
All the Activision stuff, the Blizzard stuff.
So they might own them.
Keen's Quest. Let's see what else. The Legend of Korra, apparently. Big Game Hunter. Angry Birds. Deadpool. Family Guy.
I don't see them staying around much longer if they lose Call of Duty.
NASCAR. I do,
they
but
still
not.
would have Rockman, but I mean, Guitar Hero, but they killed it. Sorry, go ahead.
I do, but not as much of an impact. I
see them getting bought out. If they lose Call of Duty, I see either Microsoft or Sony buying out Activision.
But doesn't Activision and Infinity Ward have like this huge, like, I've never seen a Call of Duty game without Infinity Ward or Activision.
But this is what Furious is saying. If COD's only way to save face is to split from Activision, I see somebody buying out Activision.
But why does it have to be Activision? Why couldn't it be Treyarch that messed it up?
Ask Furious. Let's put it out on the table then, Furious. So Furious, are you strongly saying that it's Activision's fault, or is it other developers?
Oh, Activision owns Treyarch. My bad.
Yeah. They
I
also
wasn't gonna
published
say
like
much,
Sekiro.
but
Sledgehammer
Wow.
did kill COD. I think they try to do too much.
Mhm.
Yep.
That I'll agree with. They did way
That
too much for what they were getting.
that's why a lot of people left. What was the other one? Infinity War. Spawn. And it's a good studio actually. Yeah, I like them. I don't like that they're with EA, but they stuff because they got all that legacy from OG COD developers, and you can totally tell. Also, I don't
Well,
know.
yeah.
Okay, so Furious is saying that Activision over the years has been putting the nail in the coffin. How so? I haven't seen it. I've seen other developers screwing COD up, such as Sledgehammer,
But
but I don't
Activision
see
still
it.
has a say so. Activision still
Yeah.
has the majority say so. They didn't have to bring Sledgehammer in. They brought Sledgehammer in. And
And
I
Raven too.
and I understood what they were trying to do, give, another thing, a chance, but I think what would kill COD isn't just Activision, because Activision would just say, you know what, this is the last COD. We've released the COD every year for the past, what, 15 years?
16, yeah, 15, 16 more or less.
When is enough enough? When do you start, okay, I'm going to do a different, thing? They won't take a year off. They
Yeah,
won't take a year off. If they're
they're
going to
never
be
going
done,
to
they're
take
going
a
to be
year
done.
off.
I wish they did, but yeah,
Well,
But they
we all
don't
they're
need
not gonna
to.
lose that money now.
But they
Mhm.
don't need to, because people keep buying them.
Yeah.
Like, they keep their sales for the past few Call of Duties. Let's look at this. Let's see.
Yeah, no, Furious. I'll agree with that one.
They've been huge. Like after what was that, Infinity up with World War II and Black Ops 4 for sure.
Yeah, like every year their games, sell millions and millions of copies. So apparently, they ain't gonna listen until people start making them listen. Stop buying the game. You don't like the COD, stop buying the game, and then you won't. Then they're gonna be like, oh, maybe I should fix this. Otherwise, I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Just like
That's
a restaurant. Restaurant ain't gonna fix nothing unless you tell them, hey, this
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, until you
You
start
know.
putting a complaint in, they ain't going to deal with it.
And
Right.
the
We've been
thousands.
saying this for years that we're not going to buy the next Call of Duty, and we end up doing it anyway.
I didn't. None
So-
of my money went to Call of Duty.
Furious's money went to Call of Duty.
Yeah, I
But
think
you know what
as
I'm
long as
saying?
they
It's
stick
like
boots to the
as long
ground, I think that'd be good. Because that was another thing when they added the extra crap, like that just turned me off of the game. I love the boots to the ground. I liked World War
Like
II.
the things on Black Ops 3 was ridiculous. They added so many mechanics to the campaign that actually made it worse, and none poured over into multiplayer. So I'm like, what's the point of adding all this extra junk?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I didn't
enjoyed Black
really
Ops
like
4.
it.
Like, it was fun, but it wasn't like I
Yeah.
had to play it every day. If they would have had a campaign, probably would have drew me in further.
Now we're talking.
But then that leads me into the next thing with what we want. Do we really want a Call of Duty pass, like Battle Pass?
But we don't need to.
No, they already have it, and I didn't get it.
Well, no, they're not even having a battle pass for this next one. All the battle
Thank God. So they actually did
Good.
listen.
you're gonna get the maps for free. They have like little features, like you could get extra stuff if you want.
Yeah, it
for the
was like
people that spend money.
reticles, stuff like
Like
that.
you
It was
get
pretty
extra
ridiculous.
coins
Oh,
and stuff
God.
like that, but it's not a necessity. So I think the
Perfect.
fact that they did that, top shelf, will help the game out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for Borderlands. I'm sure we will have opinions once Borderlands drops, and any other new games that drop. Our next podcast.
I think it's day one for all of us, right?
What's
Which
that?
one? For Borderlands?
Borderlands 3 will be a day one for
if
most
I
of
get
us
it
here,
early-
right? Even everyone in the chat.
I mean, that's up to Furious. He's the one buying it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said
Get
yeah.
on that
Joe,
one.
Yeah.
Furious, you are a hero, sir.
I will be playing it day one. Now our next podcast is gonna be in 2 weeks. We're gonna have
Yes.
special guests. We're gonna have 2 males, 2 females. This podcast is close to a lot of people, not just in the community, but in the gaming community as a whole. And it was something that I brought to Mama Rager's attention because I was seeing people's posts in chat and seeing stuff on Twitter. And that's going to be on July 21st. And we're going to be discussing depression and gaming and streaming. Does it help or does it make it worse? So we're gonna have 2 males, 2 females. I know there's a lot of people that it does affect, not just in the regular life, but in their gaming life, actions, done on streaming or just playing gaming. And I figured that was a great topic that we could discuss, not just on the podcast, but in chat of the podcast. So I can't wait for that one. As far as the 3 topics that we have, if you guys have any other questions or any ideas for future ones, be sure to drop one of the 3 of us a message, and we can use it. Right now we got our podcast for July picked out. Thank you very much, Fears. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you again, UFall Army. Greatly appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Always my pleasure.
So yeah, we'll see who's the guest star, because I don't even know who the guests are yet. I know who's the guest for the one 2 weeks after that, which it's a surprise because you won't know until you show up. But thanks everybody again, greatly appreciate it.
Dun.
I gotta go walk my dog.
Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks everybody for stopping by and watching. Greatly appreciate it.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.